Well, it's Friday morning. I was just having a quick look. We have a number of horses to qualify school today. How the hell is going to make his schooling debut since getting operated on in the winter? He looks good, a little squirrely in the head, but mechanically and physically he looks good. My 1% is going to school today also, so not quite a heavyweight, so to speak, but at the same token, be nice to get him back going. I was happy with what I saw the other day. A bit of a quirky little bugger, but I was happy with what I saw the other day with him training. Now, as we get closer to the open house in Ohio, I want to remind everybody that we do have the open house coming up on May the 13th. Should be a lot of fun. That's a Saturday at Northfield Park. The grandstand is open. We're going to have breakfast for everybody there. I'm not really sure. Some fruit, sausages, tea, coffee. But we'll have all the babies out for the most part. You know, as of right now, we'll have all the babies out for the most part. Training for everybody. They'll probably be in the race bikes, and we'll probably go a mile and 2:10 with them, I would imagine. On the Saturday, we're just trying to line up drivers. I know that Scott Zeron actually offered to come, but the problem was he had to be back for qualifiers on the Saturday, or races on the Saturday, so he had to be in New Jersey, landed by 4 p.m. And it was a bit tricky. I'm going to continue to work on it. He has said if we can figure it out, he'll come, which is a little surprising because he is going to come for the qualifiers too. So, obviously, he's taking a very forward role in what he's going to do this summer. I know I talked to him briefly the other day, and he said he was pretty excited about the horses he had to drive, not just ours, but he's excited for Crantini to come. Obviously, the same. Even though I'm not Scott Zeron and Scotty drives world-class horses all the time, still takes great pride, him and Megan, in what they do. And obviously, I can tell there's a little trepidation when it comes to Crantini. Is he good? No. Is he really good? Is he behaved? I said, you're going to be happily surprised with Crantini, I think. Anyway, he wants to get a look at what horses we have to come to Pennsylvania and get the look, especially on qualifying day, the finished product, so to speak. This is what you're going to see on the shelves for the summer, for the most part, give or take. What do you guys want to do? Because Megan and Scott can't take everything. At that point, we're going to make decisions on where the horses are going to go. We always have Tim for the Meadows, but on the East Coast, I don't think it's fair to Tim or the horses to ship, in both cases, upwards to 6 hours the day before the race to go race when they could be a little bit closer for those two particular races. They're going to have to ship that 6 hours at some point. Just doing it the day before is not easy. I'm toying with the idea of Really Don't Care and Blanton's Blue going through the same type of situation that Baumhugger was in, where we utilized our affiliate trainers in the Buffalo, Batavia, Vernon type area, and then again towards Yonkers and Saratoga, Monticello, use somebody else. I'm just trying to fit all the pieces together in the puzzle, and it's not easy, especially for New York, because it doesn't matter who you use, they're shipping a long way. So it doesn't matter whether they stay, and we race them with Ryan Swift in Buffalo, Batavia, and potentially Vernon, or then send them to Mark and Melissa Beckwith up there, or Megan has the horses when they're at Yonkers and Monticello. It really doesn't matter, because if we just left the horses with Megan, she would have to ship the horses way down to Buffalo and Batavia. So Yonkers is a little different. Pennsylvania is a little easier. Tim is our guy in the Meadows. If we can take some of the stress off him and have somebody like Megan on the East Coast, but you can't take a million horses. I sent her a list of 16, I think, last night, that I think these are pretty talented horses I think you have. We got a really deep roster this year, but she can't take 16. She said she can take 15 to 18, and I'm guessing she has 10 or 12 right now. So there's that going on also. And then I did a video. I did actually 5 videos on Brace for Landing last night. But I just didn't. The last one I did, I don't think I was optimistic enough, and I might post it anyway. My true feeling about Brace when I come off the track was this horse was flatter than I expected him to be last night. I put him in a bad spot, but he should have been able to win from anywhere in that class. In my mind, he should have been able to win from anywhere. But a lot went into last night. I was a little bit off the gate, which I was okay with. The track was a little muddy with that firm footing underneath. Did that play a role? Because we just had work done on Crantini. They were both due for a little maintenance, but with Brace, a little less stressful situation than Crantini. There was a little more sense of urgency when the vet was in the barn yesterday. He's training. He's going to the Poconos. I trained him, and Dominic spoke to the vet. I believe they had his knees done. We're planning on doing his back before he left for the Poconos, but just wanted, the blacksmith was here to do him, just wanted to have him good for his ship down, whereas Brace, a little closer to the race, can't obviously do vet work on him. I don't really want to be changing shoes and stuff on him close to race day. So did all that play a role? Then of course after the race we scoped, and there was some mucus and there was some blood in his throat. So the $1 million question all the time is, was the blood solely caused by the mucus, or would he benefit from going on the Lasix program? That's always the $1 million question when it comes to this. And further to that, okay, now that we've seen a little bit of blood, what happens in June, July, August when it gets really hot on those muggy nights? Are we going to see some blood then? Because then we have to wait 2 weeks in the middle of stake season. So as I talk about it to you, I've kind of tipped my hand, so to speak, what I'd like to see happen, but I'm going to defer to Dominic and the veterinarian when it comes to Brace for Landing and whether he enters the Lasix program or not. What I would like to see in a perfect world would be him have the vet go over him, do any vet work that needs to be done to him. Now, if we do enter on the Lasix program, there's not a sense of urgency still with that. So get that done over the next 5 days. Get him reshod, brand new shoes on. He wears 9/16 mushroom bars, so we've talked about those. Just a line of borium. So how do I explain this if you're not a horse person? Borium is what makes up corks. You usually see 2 or 3 toe corks and heel corks in the winter to help grab the track and the ice. Well, a lot of trotters will leave grab on them. They'll have 1 or 2 or 3, not 1, 2 or 3 corks on the toe just to help them grab the track, especially when you have a 9/16 shoe, because there's no swedge. There's no ridge bore out of the shoe, so you just have that round shoe. So we like to put a little bit of grab on those shoes. Now, his is worn right off, right? That borium's worn out just from jogging, walking, whatever. So he would need new shoes, new, fresh, kind of, what is absolutely for you? She looks good. Line of borium on that shoe. So my timeline would be 13 days from now he could race. That would mean new shoes, vet work, on the Lasix program, probably trained or schooled in between, likely schooled in between, just to make sure everything is all right, and then you're full steam ahead on the 4th, 11th, 18th of May. You would be all systems go for Brace for Landing. That's how I see it going, but again, interested to hear what the vet has to say and what Dominic ultimately comes up with this guy. But very happy with his line. His line looks great. 27 flat in the end of it. That's the first time he's ever done that. Last half 55-4. Last 3/4 125. It all looks beautiful. I thought he should have won. Did he not win because I was off the gate a little bit? Because I put him in a tougher spot? Because he bled a little bit, had a little mucus? All those things, any one of them, let alone all of them put together, could easily answer yes. So overall, I guess, in hindsight, sleeping on it, looking at the line, talking to the vet, Dominic, and just thinking it through, I think it probably was a really good race for him last night. So that's where we're at. Obviously, first and foremost in my mind, the horse is racing today. Yesterday was yesterday. We'll deal with that now. Horse is racing today. I have to be in, I figured it out. I'm going to fly from Buffalo, 6 o'clock in the morning, out of Buffalo. I'm going to fly out of Buffalo tomorrow morning to Cincinnati. I'm going to get an Uber, 40 minutes, from Cincinnati to unless I will solicit a ride from Cincinnati to Miami Valley. If one of you are out there, one of our clients are out there, and you're going to be in the greater Cincinnati area tomorrow at around 9:40 in the morning, I would happily accept a ride to Miami Valley, race Swinging Senorita, and then no rush, but after the race, drive back to the Cincinnati airport, catch a ride to Nashville. I'm going to call John McDonald in a little bit and ask him if I can get a ride from the Nashville airport to Oak Grove Racetrack for Saturday's races. And if he would like, I will offer him dinner in Nashville Sunday evening. Monday, I will catch a flight back to Buffalo in the morning. I had to pay a little bit more. I won't charge you guys the difference. I'll charge you for the cheaper flight. But I caught an earlier flight back in the morning so that I could come here, train the horses here Tuesday. Then Tuesday afternoon, drive to Northfield Park, race What a Mission. Train all the babies Wednesday morning. Prep them all for our open house on the 13th. And make sure you RSVP for that. We were a little light on RSVPs, but that's partially my fault. I did not do my due diligence getting out. I just didn't have the time to get out and give the things. I'm going to try and do that Wednesday afternoon, all Wednesday afternoon, walk around and hand out flyers. But make sure you RSVP because it is going to be a lot of fun at Northfield Park on Saturday the 13th. Prep all the babies Wednesday. I'm sure we'll have horses to race Wednesday evening. Thursday morning, I'm going to come back. I was going to come back to race Brace. I don't have to do that likely now, I would imagine. Come back Thursday at some point. Amy and I will go back over for the open house Friday evening. We'll leave here and go back after the qualifiers here. I guess Friday afternoon, evening, we'll drive back there, do the open house, and then away we go. So that's what is up this week. That is what's up today, tomorrow. Big, busy day of about 72 hours for me, but not the driving and wearing me down. A little less hectic this weekend, but nevertheless, lots of miles put on. So that's where we're at with this morning. I will give you a video of how the qualifiers went, how the schoolers went later on, but I did want to touch on how Brace did, and I did want to talk to everybody about the open house and everything going on. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you have a great day. I will talk to you all in 5 hours. Take care.